Hey everybody, Paul here again to go over another quick example of one of the types of problems we're looking at. In this example, we are asked to solve for the present value. So we have this equation, 1,728 is equal to the present value times 1 plus 0.02 to the third power. Now, in this equation, there are three operations that we can see. There is a multiplication, there is an addition, and there is this to the third power. However, only one of these operations is connecting the present value to everything else. You can really think of this as there's a present value part, and it's times, and then there's everything else. And this everything else is just a number. It's a complicated looking number because it says 1 plus 0.02 to the power 3, but this whole thing right here can just be evaluated in a calculator. Let me undo some of this stuff, get this nastiness out of the way, right? So I'm going to pop over to the calculator, and I'm going to do that. Let's see. I'm going to do 1 plus 0.02. I'm going to do 1 plus 0.2. There we go, 1.2, and I'm going to raise it to the third power. I'm going to hit my little to the third power button right here. I could also hit to the power of and type in 3. Both those things should work. That's the number we get, 1.728. So what that means is that this equation is actually 1,728 equals present value times 1.728, because this whole thing right here is just that value. And now all we have to do is undo this one single operation. And we know that the inverse of multiplication is division, right? We know from the steps of operations, which I can sketch over here real fast: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, powers, and roots. Notice we didn't have to use any of this stuff or this stuff in terms of inverses, even though there are powers and there is addition, because we didn't have to undo those operations. The only ones that we have to actually undo is this multiplication, and we're going to use division for that. So let's divide both sides by 1.728. Now you might notice 1,728 and 1.728 look pretty similar. I mean, we made this equation to not be super crazy, so give us a break, you know? These cancel out here, that cancels out there. I know what this equals, but just to confirm, we can check 1,728 divided by 1.728 gives us 1,000. The implication is that the present value, the amount that you invested originally, is $1,000. So we end up with 1,000 equals present value. Now, after you do any work, it's almost always worth it to just check your work, because it's annoying to make mistakes and type things in and not get it right. So we go back to the original equation. 1,728 equals 1,000 times 1 plus 0.2 to the power 3. We take this whole thing and plug that whole thing into our calculator. Literally how it's written: 1,000 times parentheses 1 plus 0.2 to the power of 3. You can see it kind of up there in the top part of the screen, and we end up getting 1,728. And then when we go back to this, that would be the equation 1,728 equals 1,728, which we know is true. We put a check, we say boosh with an exclamation point, underline it, highlight it because it's fun, call it a day. That's it. It's not that crazy. When you're solving for present value, you only have to really use one inverse operation. The rest is all simplification. I hope that makes sense. Y'all are awesome. I miss y'all. Even those of y'all I don't teach, I miss y'all because I'm sure you're amazing too. Peace.